Okay, so now we've got our biped ready to be rigged with our character. So I'm just going to bring our character model back up, and we're going to collapse.
Hi folks, could all students please make their...
Okay. Yeah, that doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
No.
When you animate and render, are they invisible because the texture only sits on polygons?
Yeah, essentially. Except I'll just fix that up as well, because it shouldn't be like that. It should be straight and rotate. And it's probably done the same thing over here. No. Which means, without moving my model, I'm just gonna stretch. Pull that back in. Cool. So, now we're just going to collapse the stack on our model so that we can apply our skin modifier normally. Usually you'll have unwrapped your model before this point as well. But I'm just going to collapse everything there so we won't have the symmetrical model to deal with, and we're going to apply a skin modifier. From here we're going to add our biped as the bone system, so if I press bones it has all the bones that came with our biped. I'm just going to select all of them because those are the only bones we have in our scene. I don't have to worry about getting any others. And from here I'll press edit envelopes and I'll tick the select vertices button. So with the envelopes, when it applied the skin modifier with all those bones to our model, each of these lines you see here will have a strength of connection to the vertices in our model. So you'll see that red is the strongest connection, grey is no connection, and blue is the weakest connection. So it seems to have done okay with the envelopes, but usually they never do quite right, so we're going to edit each of our ones individually. So I'll bring up our weight tool to show the strength of each of them there. So I've selected vertices, I can select any of them and see what strength it has to which bone. So right now that is 100% linked to our left thigh of our biped. But before we do anything else, we are I'm just looking for bake. Points, no. Because we want to make the strength of this onto them so that the envelopes don't affect what we're about to change on all the strengths of links. As soon as I find the bake button. No. Okay, well, since the bake button doesn't appear to be in this version, we're going to do it a different way. We're going to select all the vertices in our object. We're going to pick, say, a bone that shouldn't have anything on the BIP01. And we're going to remove 0 weights so that if anything gets changed, it won't get put onto something else. And we're going to have all of our vertices completely linked to the BIP01. Once again, we're going to remove all the old linkings so that we don't get any confusions on the model. So I'll just leave it down there because I'll be using that button a lot. And from here, we're going to select our bones connected with our object. So let's start at the feet. Our feet, I'm not really going to put anything complicated on them. I'm going to get these ones, these vertices at the front, and I'm going to select our biped's left toe, and I'm going to backlink them to that instead of the BIP01. Now we're going to have to press remove 0 weights again to get rid of the connection to the BIP01 there. So if we make any other changes, like over here, if I also them to the left arrow, and I'll get rid of the BIP01, but if I go back to and select these ones, I want them to also be connected to the left foot, so I'll put it to a half left toe, half left foot. And as you can see, I'm only really doing one side of our object because there is a tool which we'll use later to which will symmetrically do the same thing to each of our objects. So we'll get these and we'll connect them entirely to the left foot, once again removing the BIP01 in case we make any changes that would then relink them to the BIP01. Now we'll go up to knee, which, because of one of the things I did when modeling, it now has a massive gap in the side, but anyway. We'll get this, we'll select the left calf, we'll select the bottom half, we'll link that entirely to the left calf, removing 0 weights, and select the left thigh, and weight them half to the left calf, half to the left thigh. Except those are too low, so I'll move them completely in half calf because I realized there's more between my knee. So put them on half the thigh. This is why we have to remove the BIP01 before we do the weights, and then half on the calf. And we'll do the same thing for these ones up here. Yep, when that thigh moves, it'll move, and that calf moves, these vertices will move half of what the thigh moved and half of what the calf moved in the same directions that they moved. If they rotate, same thing. Yeah, we're linking all the vertices to a bone to move the same rotation, same distance as the bone to a percentage value. Yeah. And I'll just link these ones half to up here, half to the waist and half to the thigh, so we'll get that, and pelvis. Relative or absolute? Well, I'm completely ignoring the envelopes affecting the vertices by going through this process. We're doing it manually because we can't trust the envelopes to do it. No. Like, yep. Yep. Yep.
Otherwise, you go and individually edit the envelopes weightings, trusting the computer's got it close.
Yeah.
And we're just fine tuning.
Yeah.
Okay.
If we add a lot more links here up our back, we'd actually use all of these spine muscles, but for the moment, well, spine bones rather. For the moment, I'm just going to select these ones and link them to that one. Once again, getting rid of the BIP01 connection.
So when it's on it 100%, then either side of it about 50 is a general sort of rule.
Pretty much, you can tweak it further, but it's basically how I do it. Yeah. But yeah, if you're getting a mechanical thing, it's going to be almost always 100% linked to compared to a person which bends. We'll get those ones be linked as well. We'll get this one, these ones up here, which will also be linked to the clavicle, but yep. Get that, remove 0 weights, get those ones, connect them to the neck, remove 0
So the
weights.
6 is vertices, bone, the weights.
Yeah. And so I'm just going to keep the head simple, and since we've got the neck moving down there, we'll get the bottom bit here and connect it to a neck as well. We'll connect it to the neck completely, and for the rest of our head, ensuring we've actually selected all the vertices here, because otherwise this is just going to be linked to the BIP01, which I believe we have, so we're going to select the head. And so now when our head moves, the head moves. I'm just going to take that out of figure mode before I forget, and go back to here. So now we've got these should be connected to our clavicles. I've got that one connected to the spine as well, but yep. I'll just do the one half body because it's only connected to that, and so now when the shoulder moves, that armpit will move as well. Get this and connect it to that one. Removing 0 weights, once again we've got our elbow, we'll do the same thing we did with our kneecap, and just put them half to each of the ones either side. Good, our arm and our wrist, we just put them both to that for the moment. And then, in fact, I'll put the wrist to the hand and leave the arm there. Or just leave the wrist half and half, actually. Now just like the rest of the vertices that should make up our hand, link them to our hand. Select each of our fingers, link the fingers to them. We'll show you that in a second. But yeah, there's ways to test for that. Now connect. Okay, so we'll say that seems to be that I've done up that side of the body. What happens now is that if I select the BIP01, you'll find that only half the body moves, so we'll just try and use symmetry first. So, we've got our mirror parameters here. If we want to take it out of envelope mode, or into envelope mode rather, go mirror mode. Now if we see down the body, you've got one half of it's blue, one half of it's green. So the right half of the body being green, left half of the body being blue, from its own perspective that is. We've just edited all the blue ones, so we want to put all the blue strings to the same frequency on the green side. Which, now you can see that all the vertices are glowing green. That should have been done. I don't particularly trust this tool myself, because it does tend to make mistakes. But for now, we'll just leave that. and we'll check that we actually got all our vertices. So we'll select our Beepo and we'll start moving our model. If anything was left behind, there's an unweighted vertice there.
Stretch.
But the other thing is we'll select our Beepo 1, or select our object, go edit envelopes and pick our Beepo 1. And we'll zoom out. If there's still any red vertices there, like those ones on the bottom of our feet, and there's one in our hands, they're still linked to just that bone. And since they should be linked since nothing should actually be linked to the Beepo 1 really, we're going to find that, completely link it. We'll go back to the Beepo 1 so we can find what's in our hands and link it to our hand. And just select all of our vertices on that side, remove our 0 weights and go back again and mirror blue to green, which should now mean that our model moves properly. With us not being in figure mode on our skeleton, as I showed you before, if we freeze our selection and say move our foot, you can see that the mirror mode screwed up and linked all of the vertices right foot to our left foot. So we'll have to go back and do that one ourselves. But the rest of the leg seems to be okay. Our arms, the entire left arm is linked to our right arm, which now you begin to understand why I don't trust the tool. And same thing with the clavicle. The head, however, should be okay because it's fully linked to the one thing. And the back, I'll just turn on something before I bend them so it bends normally. Bend links. These buttons here you can use to add modifiers to twisting with bones. So we aim to bend the bottom link in your back, whatever it's called. Yep, it's going to bend the other ones above it in the stack as well. And yeah, the bottom of the bray. It's now all of them bent. So now we're just going to fix up our left foot, our right foot rather, and our entire right arm. So we'll unfreeze the selection, go back and do envelopes by hand. Yeah. And we'll just remove that so those work, except we want these to be completely on the toe. And we'll do the next set back, half and half. And then the rest of them, including this one actually, completely on the foot. So we'll remove the zeros. Except we want the other foot. Just that one there. Yep, it certainly is. And yeah.
So we could teach them the envelope method, but then do the bake process as well. Because it gives you
Yeah, it's just I didn't see the bake button here. Oh, you mean the envelope process and this process, yeah. Right toe, left toe, no. Move 0 weight.
So what does the helper actually do?
Which helper?
This word help.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's got the 0.5 clavicle.
Unless in their thing they've made a separate bone to be a helper. I don't know.
With the chewing gum effect, is that what we want to avoid now?
Which, what's it say that is?
Yeah, exactly. You just need rotate things.
Yeah, so that it moves as it's supposed to.
It says chewing gum effect creates some of the vertices of the mesh stay with the moving bone, and some stay with the vertices they are. So that's exactly what we need. So essentially they're not leaving the bone.
Yeah.
So we are linking the vertices with the bone.
There's the bone ready to follow.
And then taking the weight off.
That's cool. You can create a cape or additional limb with bones.
Yep. Cool. And so now we've fixed that up. We'll just check it again. We'll save our file. So we'll freeze our object and just try and move the bones around. As you can see, some of them are still not linked to something properly.
I like the term chewing gum effect. That's cool. Chewing gum effect.
Our arm appears to be okay, so it's just the foot that's still missing some. So we'll unfreeze it again. Select it, select the envelopes, and try and figure out which these vertices are not linked to. There they are. We want them to be linked to the right foot. 0.8. Now that seems to have done it. So that is setting up rigging for a character.